I'll teach you how to touch up the paint of your bicycle. The first sign of rust, you have to act immediately. Don't let the rust spread. Just sandpaper the rusty portion, or you can use this disc in your angle grinder. After putting red oxide primer, that's an anti-rust paint, you can now put the color you want. So let the primer dry first. So you can use ordinary sandpaper and removing the rust and the paint. You don't have to paint the whole bicycle, just the rusty portion. If you're going to use your angle grinder, never use a grinding wheel to remove the paint. You'll damage the frame. This is highly abrasive. Also, do not use a brand new flap disc. The new sandpaper is highly abrasive. It will damage your frame. What you can do is use this. It's silicone carbide ceramic grinding wheel. It removes paint and rust, but does not damage the metal. But this is expensive. I bought this for how much is it? 409 pesos and 75 centavos. So your alternative is to use an old flap disc. If you would notice, this is smoother than a brand new flap disc, so it won't take too much material. Just use your grinder lightly. Don't press too hard on the surface. So this is another example of a smooth and used flap disc. Again, if you don't have this, you can use an old flap disc. So again, never use a brand new flap disc or a grinding wheel. You will damage your frame. You can also use a wire brush for your angle grinder. So this is a wire brush you can attach to your angle grinder. This will also remove paint and rust, but will not damage the metal. So your choices are wire brush, silicone carbide wheel, or an old flap disc. But be careful about the flap disc. It can also grind metal. So just touch up the surface lightly with your used flap disc. Here, it won't damage the metal as well as this one, even if you press hard on the surface of your frame. But here you have to gently touch your frame and just remove the rust and the old paint. So I usually just get the nearest color and then touch up the frame. Remember to protect your bicycle with a piece of rag or old clothing, because if paint goes to the front or rear derailleur or the chains, it's very hard to clean the paint off. So that's it. Let it dry and then you can use your bike again. I don't try to mix paint to get the exact color, because anyway, what's more important is to protect the frame from the buildup of rust. So immediately when you see a rusted portion, touch up your bike immediately with the paint that it's near the color of your bike.